After many years of fan demand, LEGO finally caved and introduced the LEGO Ideas The Office set here for $120. But what if I told you LEGO wasn't first? Just a couple years ago, this set was available at stores like Target for just $30. It's officially licensed from The Office, NBC, and Fat Mojo, and it's probably the reason it took us so long to get an official LEGO The Office set, given that exclusive rights for The Office building block sets was certainly with Fat Mojo, who did take further advantage of this license by releasing minifig packs with small builds attached to them. It was something that LEGO hasn't done. Let me know in the comments which building block The Office set you'd rather have, and at the end of this video, we are going to destroy the worst of the two sets. Since I already built the official LEGO set, I'm not really going to show you the unboxing and building process, but if you've built an actual LEGO set, which I can't imagine you haven't, you know exactly what that's like. The Fat Mojo model, however, might be a different beast. Let's check this out. Alright, well, it's just parts and bags. It's about what you expect, I guess. That's a big base plate. The LEGO one is made of multiple base plates. This is just one big old plate. The sticker sheet for this one is also considerably smaller than the LEGO sticker sheet. There's like 60 stickers in the LEGO set. It's insane. First downside for Fat Mojo, the instruction manual is small. You can see just how much smaller it is than the LEGO one. And more importantly, the parts on the page are smaller, making them harder to see what you're supposed to be doing. So for people that might need glasses or whatever, it might just be a bit more difficult to build. Although I do like the theming of the pages compared to just the normal LEGO gray here. But then again, the LEGO set has stuff up front. Instructions-wise, LEGO always does it best, but this will get the job done, I guess. I've been grinding away on the build, and as expected, having these smaller pieces on the instruction manual makes it a little bit harder to pick out what I'm building. Also, something interesting on this piece here, you can see it's like slightly over molded. Just one of those differences in quality between this brand and LEGO. Speaking of differences, the minifigures in each set, the LEGO minifigure obviously on the left, the Fat Mojo figure on the right, with maybe more detail, could be the silver lining of the figure on the right. Black suit versus dark blue suit. Maybe you like the black suit better. I don't really see a lot of reasons to prefer the Knock Office minifigure over the official LEGO figure, though. And of course, the Knock Office set only has 3 total minifigs, so we only get Dwight and Jim as well. Also, these figures pull apart really oddly. It's like wearing a life preserver. I don't know. It's an odd minifigure. But on the other side of things, for our official LEGO characters, we do have a Dwight character that looks much better, and a Jim character who I also think looks much better than the Knock Office figures. And you might also notice the Knock Office figures just tower over the LEGO figures, which doesn't make a lot of sense given that the rest of the pieces in the Knock Office set are in scale with the LEGO pieces. So you have these massively oversized characters now. Why? Well, that's kind of funny. Both Dwights were left standing. And obviously the LEGO set comes with a ton of other minifigures, and the Knock Office set, like we showed, only comes with the 3, so the LEGO set really wins in all facets as far as character selection and execution goes. The Knock Off set is just... this is awful. So when it comes to character interaction within each set, the minifigs within the Fat Mojo set are huge, of course. They literally don't even fit through the door. You can see Michael Scott is going to be too tall to be walking through that door. It's absurd how big these characters are. And these pieces are the exact same size as the pieces in the LEGO set. So you would think the characters would need to be similarly sized to make sense. It turns out they are not, and they don't. And they don't even add that much extra detail to be worth that crazy overscaling of a minifigure. I'm just shocked at how crazy different it is between LEGO and Fat Mojo here. Now, as far as what's actually in the models, you can see there is an actual exterior to the LEGO set versus the Fat Mojo set, which really doesn't have much of an exterior wall. There's also no real hallway for the Fat Mojo set. The LEGO set has like a Dunder Mifflin sticker. It just kind of has nothing on the outside, so definitely points to LEGO there. Moving to the inside on Fat Mojo though, you can see some plants, a Dunder Mifflin sign on the door, and a nice couch, so definitely some points there for accuracy. And looking over at the LEGO version, we'll see a much more condensed version of that with only 3 studs in front of the couch instead of like 7 studs in front of the couch. So you have a much wider walkway over here, which is just nice for hand access. There is a fire hydrant here, which you can barely see. Obviously the Fat Mojo set is not going to have that represented at all, so in general the LEGO version does look better, although it's a bit of a tighter fit there. Just to the right of the entrance, we have a seat plus a plant on a table and the picture of the Dunder Mifflin building. The same can be said for the Fat Mojo set, a seat with a table, without a plant, I guess this time, and a picture of the Dunder Mifflin building. Now, the difference in some of these stickers is that they're like photorealistic in the Fat Mojo set versus the animated drawn-on style for the Lego set. Continuing on though, you get 2 windows and a door for Michael Scott's office on the Lego set, and on the Fat Mojo set you get 1 window and a door. It's a much smaller office. The Lego office is removable, so we'll remove it and bring it over here. Now I think looking at these 2 offices side by side makes it pretty clear who put in more work and which company cared more about what they were creating and lore behind what they were creating. With the Fat Mojo set, we do have some nice details like some letters from Michael Scott. Surprisingly, we even have his name and a keyboard and a computer. There does seem to be a reasonable level of basic detail. We also have the office award on the side wall and a big map. But when you compare that to the density of what you see within the Lego set as far as like the megaphone, more awards, and the American Eagle with the American flag on the wall, we have the globe, just completely missing from the Fat Mojo set, which, you know, it's about the same footprint of a room, but they just mostly left it empty, whereas Lego just filled it with fun details. We got the world's best boss mug. We also have a certificate here for the golden ticket promotion that they ran. Some paintings on the wall. One says leadership. I mean, it's just a wonderful, phenomenal little build within a much greater building. This same can't be said for. Now, outside of Michael's office, inside of the Lego set, we do have the meeting room. That is completely absent in the Fat Mojo set, so points to Lego. I suppose the only other missing section for the $90 difference in price is going to be Phyllis and Stanley's desk cluster over here, so it's not actually too much that you're missing for the substantial difference in price, but you are missing the Homer Simpson nod there, as well as the trash can with the fire, the hole in the wall. That's just not a feature on the Fat Mojo set, so Lego really added in details that Fat Mojo didn't in a lot of places. Also, like stapler build, 10 out of 10. When it comes to Jim and Dwight's desk cluster, you can see the difference in character scaling does matter a lot here. The desk cluster on the Fat Mojo set looks ridiculous, whereas the Lego one, everything kind of feels within scale of each other. And Lego one, again, incorporating more memes like Shroot Bucks and the stapler in Jello. We also have openable drawers here, which have weapons for Dwight. I believe there's also like a whole sword or something underneath here, versus the boring Fat Mojo set where you like literally just have some paper and more of the exact same stickers on it that say Michael Scott. Not very creative in the $30 like knockoff set here. I mean, the best part about it is that they got the Dunder Mifflin stickers. That's it. The Lego version takes us to another level though, where Dwight Schrute is on the Schrute Farms bed and breakfast website and Jim is on a different website. So like they really add a lot into the Lego set that you're just not getting here. And finally we get to the reception desk. Again, you can see more like photorealistic images on the wall behind versus the more like animated artsy feel of the Lego versions. And as far as the reception desk goes, the color on the Lego one is so much better. This is a terrible like old Lego gray color that they've used for the knockoff is. I hate it. They do have the reception thing on the front though, but the one on the Lego set looks so much cleaner. We have a much nicer phone setup versus here on the knockoff. It's just a black phone thrown on the desk. This actually has the whole thing for it. We've got the copier built into the set. We've got like a printer behind the desk and everything. I mean, it's such a better build on the Lego set. It's kind of a broken record to be saying that at this point, but I mean, the density, the detail, the memes of the Lego set versus the Fat Mojo set, it's just not even close. And that's why when this came out a few years ago and I made a video basically like Lego Office won't happen because of this trash, that's why I was always waiting for Lego to do something because I knew that they would knock it out of the park. And this set is basically a slam dunk for Lego. I only have a couple characters put in the set and it still looks amazing. It doesn't matter how many characters you put in that set, you're not saving that. It looks awful. And so it should come as a surprise to no one that Fat Mojo essentially lost its license to Lego because Lego was just going to do a better job, sell more products. NBC or whoever owns The Office is just going to make a lot more money, right? So it just made sense to go with Lego over Fat Mojo, I think. Eventually, it's unfortunate that it took this long to get a Lego Ideas The Office set, but boy, did Lego really deliver. I have a full review on the set if you're interested. I just thought it would be interesting here a few years later after I originally took a look at this in another video to take a look at it compared to the finalized official Lego product in the flesh.
I'm not helping picking that up.
Oh, okay,